Now, following the fatal shootout that killed 2 Israeli embassy workers outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., a federal court has charged the man involved in the shooting with at least 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Well, the federal court in New York released the sketch of the lone suspect, Elias Rodriguez. The 30-year-old from Chicago has been charged with a criminal complaint of murdering foreign officials and for using firearms.
The defendant, Rodriguez, is also charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree for both Yaron Lashinsky along with 26-year-old Sarah Lynn Milgram of Kansas. In addition, there are several felony firearms charges for discharging a firearm in the middle of a violent crime and for causing the death of an individual through the use of that firearm.
Now, Rodriguez has been accused of shooting down an Israeli couple, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram, on Wednesday night, following an event hosted by the American Jewish community, an advocacy group that supports Israel and anti-Semitism. According to officials, the 30-year-old accused chanted "Free Palestine" after being taken into custody.
And in the aftermath of the brutal shootout, security has been beefed up at the Israel Consulate General in New York. Officers of the New York Police Department, the NYPD, could be seen guarding the Temple Emmanuel, the first Reform Judaism congregation.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump offered his condolences and lambasted the shooting incident. In a press briefing, White House spokesperson Carolyn Levitt said that President Trump is saddened and outraged by this incident.
President Trump is saddened and outraged over the brutal murder of 2 Israeli embassy staff here in Washington, D.C. last night. Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram were a beautiful young couple. In fact, we learned that Yaron was planning to propose to Sarah next week in Jerusalem. Yaron's father, Daniel, spoke about the young couple's devotion for one another this morning. He said, "They were in love, one for the other."
Furthermore, Levitt said that U.S. President Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the shooting incident.
In addition, Israel blamed Europe for the murder of the embassy workers in Washington. The country's foreign ministry claimed a direct line connecting anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli incitement to the murder.
Well, similarly, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu slammed the shooting incident. Netanyahu called the incident as the terrible price of anti-Semitism. He also described a vile incitement against the state of Israel. Furthermore, the Israeli Prime Minister criticized France, Britain and Canada of emboldening Hamas militants, following their condemnation of Israel's offensive expansion into Gaza.
I could never understand how this simple truth evades the leaders of France, Britain, Canada, and others. They are now proposing to establish a Palestinian state and reward these murderers with the ultimate prize. They want Israel to stand down and accept that Hamas's army of mass murderers will survive, rebuild, and repeat the October 7th massacre again and again and again, because that's what Hamas has vowed to do.
Jews since the Holocaust.